doing another short live. Doesn't look like anyone's in here, but I'm just going to open this, and if nobody ends up coming on, then I'll just get off and have a short live replay. If you're watching the replay, please say hi. Please ignore my messy hair. Just long. Open it. Why do they make these things so hard to open? So that's the GameStop price sticker. And I can move it around with this. So it comes with the book, which I'll be reading. And then there's the back of the book. And then here we have a little paper insert that covered this poster. This poster, I'm not going to pull it all out. Yeah, it's all the Pokemon of the Pokedex, I guess. Yeah. And then, let's see another one. Backside is. That would open it all up. Okay. So the back is a huge scene. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to pull it all out because I don't want to mess up the poster. But eventually I'll have it in a poster frame up somewhere. So, yeah, I'll just game with that. And of course, the Galar Pokedex book. Hi, nothing much. What's up? Cash O'Neill music, if I'm saying that right. So, wow, we're up to 15 watchers. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Add some more cards. Put them out of reach. Down to 8. Yeah, probably. Grab some. So, I'm going to open these ones next, which are the ones where you usually get the crap cards out of, because they're one of the random repackaged packs. My sister actually bought this for me. And another thing that's sucky about these is they're loose in a lot of extra space, so they end up usually with a lot of messed up edges. supposed to be 20 cards, regular cards, and 1 foil card. So, are they actually... Oh, looks like this one isn't too bad on the edges. There's the foil card. Hi, Amber. Thanks for tuning in. So this is one of these repacked cards. Yeah, I said hi. Hi, Greg Lane. That went up to 23. Hi, Audrey Love and Weston Campbell. So this, for those just tuning in again, is one of the repackage things. Hi, Terriver. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. I'm horrible at names. Hi again, Audrey Love. I love me some rock. Yeah. Usually I don't buy these redo ones because they're supposed to be all bad cards, but if someone else buys it for me, I might as well opening it, right? And I haven't been buying a lot of cards, so a lot of these I don't have. And somehow they managed not to get really messed up edges, so I'm good with that. It happens when you're poor that you don't buy a lot of Pokemon cards. Those are those ones. Next I got this here, which pack in here I haven't opened yet from, what year was this? 2022 Pokemon McDonald's. The joys of moving around and not opening things. Not sure, Weston. Apparently there's been some controversy I've seen of where they've supposedly accidentally used people's artwork or something. I don't know what that was about. I've seen videos pop up for it, but I do not keep up with that, so I can't say if it's legit or something people were coming up with on the internet. But also, there are a lot of them that are reprints of the same artwork, I think. But I don't always keep up with the new sets. Nothing wrong with the new sets, just I personally don't keep up. So this is 2022 pack of McDonald's cards. Am I not paying attention to you? I'm sorry. I see you back there. And lastly, I got a Scarlet and Violet. Sorry. How if I could talk. Scarlet and Violet Twilight Masquerade. I don't know why I mixed Twilight and Violet up. And then, of course, there's some Pokemon designs that just don't really get a lot of like, well, it's not super new, but like Klefki just being a key ring of keys. After all this time, it's probably hard for them to come up with new ideas. Which is probably kind of why they come up with, like, Wiglet. Which is technically just a water Diglett. At least if you ask me. Why is this so hard to open? I don't want to damage the cards. There we go. So, I don't know the shuffling, so I'm not going to do the shuffling part. Check that out. And then, hi again, Terry. Sorry if I'm butchering the word, or name. It's been a long day for me. I don't know. Do not own a big name company, so I couldn't say for sure. I mean, it would make sense to do something like that. But, I don't know who is the decision makers and how they make their decisions on that. Yeah, I gotta get a better camera, so it is kind of blurry, so I apologize. Alright, now I'm just using my tablet, and I'm not using any kind of special lighting, so that does not help. So that's all the cards I have right now, but it's already been almost 13 minutes of opening Pokemon and talking. For me, I don't think I could draw good enough to actually try to submit a artwork, but there's some fans that can do some really good artwork. Sugar Glider would probably be an Emolga, wouldn't it? Well, come here. Or do I need to come get you? I got a pocket monster right here. It's my sister's dog. I'd love to learn more languages, but I haven't had a lot of free time to do fun stuff in a little bit. That's why I also haven't been doing streams kind of regularly. She's a min pin. She's diabetic and half blind. But she's still a good dog. What? There was a game I used to play on my phone that it was like an RPG. You had to answer questions that was basic Spanish to be able to win the battles. Like, what is a certain color or number? I can't remember what the game was though. But eventually I'd like to be a polyglot, so that would take some work to do. I don't have training in carpentry though. I did basic electrical, but I didn't get to do anything with that. Unfortunately, I did it in Job Corps. I was having medical stuff going on, so an outside doctor put me on a prescription that was way too strong, and then the wellness staff didn't want to let me get an appointment to get it switched, so I was falling asleep in class, and they upped the date for my testing, so I didn't get my advanced training because in Job Corps you can only do it once, and back then I didn't really understand how to self-advocate for myself, so that was a bad one on me. But you live, you learn. It took me years after that to find there was a college I was going to when I was in Washington State, and that's one of the things they'd work on students with, was like self-advocacy and other basic life skills. And it's like, I could have used this years before now, but it was good to finally have the free classes to go over those things. Unfortunately, the program I was doing that through was, they had a free program for people with disabilities, but since I've moved away from there, which is unrelated, they had to shut down the program due to funding. So it was a special college non-credit program that was free for adults with disabilities. But unfortunately, like I said, they ended up not having the funding and having to shut down since I had left the area. And it was a really good program because that's stuff a lot of people with disabilities need. And it was also a good place for people with disabilities to be able to get out and meet new people that weren't judgmental and that might be able to actually understand different things you might be going through in your life. Well, not you in general, but you get what I mean, I hope. Hi, Roman Birdsong. Welcome in. You're gonna fall. Poor dog has a hard life. Unfortunately, a lot of different groups get a lot of judgmental people to deal with for not fitting one group or another's normal, which is stupid, but it is what it is. I don't condone it, but yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you there. It's pain in the neck dealing with people sometimes. I mean, not all people are bad, don't get me wrong, but sometimes when you got your own stuff going on, you don't want to deal with all their nonsense and negativity. But it's good to have a close circle of actual supportive people in your life. Unfortunately, that's true. It can be hard dealing with cranky people for sure. But usually online you can find people of your own tribe easier than person sometimes. I haven't used Red Note. I have Rumble and TikTok as well now. Hi, Kai for Mulian. Blah, for Mulian. Sorry. I'm having trouble speaking. Tongue twister there. I was having trouble earlier. So tired at the store. I was trying to think to put my number in and I couldn't remember my own phone number for a minute. Sometimes it's crazy. Yeah, that's true, Weston. Yeah, I need to get on a schedule, but I've been pretty busy with work stuff, but hopefully soon I get some more downtime where I can kind of come up with a regular schedule to stream and either talk about random stuff or open cards or whatnot. I also have some Disney stuff I can open on another live, but the only other thing I'm really wanting to do is get a capture card, because I want to get back to streaming on Twitch as well. I need to do something for Extra Life this year, even if I don't do it on the official day. And then I also got most of my other channel figured out. I just need to figure out a name. And I've been struggling to decide a name. It would be easier if I wasn't having to, because naming is really hard, but I've even used AI to try to give me some name ideas, and I still struggle to pick one. I haven't, but it's been years, but I have made up fan Pokemon before and drew them by hand. If I had a decent drawing tablet, I could probably do some digital art of either fake mon or other stuff. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't really get on TikTok or whatnot, or TikTok, sorry. Twitter, now called X. I still don't really get it. I used to have it set up where it would post all my uploads to YouTube, but I don't know whatever happened to that, but it stopped doing that. I don't know if it was something I needed to renew, or if Twitter/X had some type of update, and it was changed in the terms of service so that free plugin thing I used to use was no longer allowed to work, or what. But I should look in to see if I can set it up again, because that was like the main thing I used Twitter for, and it was nice because I didn't actually have to go in there every time and post the link. I've also had a few ideas for videos I was going to talk about, and then I didn't get around to making them. I would like to do some just uploaded videos on here where I talk about different news articles I find online. I remember in the past I used to talk a little bit about different gaming related articles, and I haven't done that in years either. But yeah. And then it was also good because it was a good excuse to make videos, because with the vlogs, I'm not really as passionate about it as I could be, and, well, there's just times there's stuff in my personal life I don't want to talk about, and I can't find anything more appropriate to talk about in a vlog. I mean, technically I could put something really mundane in there, but there's times I can't really think of anything super mundane to talk about either. But I don't really want to get too much into too personal of things. I mean, I'd also rather keep my channel a little more on the positive, so that makes it hard too, because there's just times where I'm struggling with life in general, and I don't really feel like getting too into detail about that. Especially the way I was raised, so a lot of times I don't want to feel like I'm kinda, sitting around whining about my life instead of trying to change things. Because if there is something wrong with my life, it's what I've made of it, so I'd need to figure out how to change what I don't like. I can't really sit around and blame anyone else, of course. I mean, as an adult, there are things that are out of our own control. Hello there, Styles does stuff. But also, a lot of stuff that is in my current life is my own making, so I don't really want to sit around and just complain about that. Yeah. And also, going back to the vlogging, I don't want to be like totally fake and make up stories that my life is always uplifting and happy and whatnot. I mean, there are probably people that do it, but I want to have more of an honest videos, unless I'm making something like a fictional movie or something. Because I have written scripts, I just haven't got them recorded into little movies. And so, just finding a balance with that has been a bit of a struggle, but also rebranding is not easy on YouTube, so one thing I wanted to do was create a podcast, so that'll be going on a different YouTube channel, which I already made over a year ago now, but I haven't chosen a name and got a schedule to stick to do those videos, which, since I have no videos up over there, I have 0 subs, and can't do lives either. But those would be more specific to that niche. since I only got the basic electrical, I wouldn't be able to use an actual profession to blog about, so. Hi, Tech Blaster. Yeah, I try not to get too political either, because that also causes a lot of drama. And I don't want to deal with too much drama. In this day and age, it can be very hard to even joke about any particular political figure without ruffling feathers of one side or the other. Even if you try to make it clear it's a joke, it doesn't go over good. Yeah, I want to get into more of those type of videos and kinda just talk about whatever articles, but I definitely try to stay away from the drama. I got enough to deal with without stirring the pot. I had made a video I was gonna upload, and then it got deleted, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't remember it being that dramatic back in the day on YouTube either, when the rules weren't so strict about what you could and couldn't talk about. But it's alright. I try not to get too close to any of those topics. I mean, some of them already back in the day weren't allowed, and some were considered okay, and now are a big no-no. I mean, maybe if that was the whole focus of my channel with the political stuff and I joked about everyone, but even then, so you make the right joke, and then even though people are not supposed to, they'll get all their friends reporting the videos, and then that causes a bunch of headaches. Which, me personally, I'm not going to get too much into what other people are into when it comes to politics, and I keep a lot of that stuff to myself, because I just don't want to deal with drama. Especially right now, I'm either working, babysitting, or doing basic household chores. Yeah, the fun adulting stuff. Yeah. And that can be a little crazy too, because there's a lot of I wouldn't say a lot. I've seen a few here and there that are fake news, or they're actually AI generated articles of things that never really happened. And different things, and then that one radio host, the station didn't tell anyone, and it was actually AI and not a real person. And then these people felt duped that listened to it because they thought it was a real person, and it's just a random AI bot that was the radio host. Which, I didn't think AI was that good, but... Oh, yeah. A lot of the stuff that pops up on Facebook, I mean, a lot of AI images, especially if you're any kind of artist, you can pick out details that are like, okay, that's definitely AI, but at the same time, some of them that get posted on Facebook, it's like, that almost looks like it could be true. Like, some of the fake pools you'll see pictures of, and different things. I really like some of the dragon house small appliances that pop up occasionally on mine. Like the coffee pot, toaster, etc. Now, if those were real, I'd like to have those, or the great big dragon fireplace. But yeah, I have to get that in a second. Yeah, unfortunately, well, it's already been 42 minutes over, and it's, what time is it? It's after midnight, so I should probably be going soon. Yeah, apparently there was a thing a while ago that Facebook uh, had generated AI profiles that'll friend request you so you can make fake friends on Facebook. Like, that's not weird at all. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I've been saturated with a lot of fake friend requests for years now because a lot of scammers will take images of someone's profile and use their name and create a fake profile and then try friend requesting all the people on their friends list. And then I've had some that'll be like, they'll steal some guy's military photo and be like, oh, I'm this person. And then they try to do the love scams where they pretend they're interested in you and try to get you to send them money. And I've actually had some of them, I'll tell them, yeah, no, I can't send you money, I'm broke. And they'll actually curse me out. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Hello, Manu4764. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. And then there was the one actually ended up being in a news article that Jonesy from Weird AF News covered, where this woman was convinced that the singer was interested in her and all this, and she kept sending him money, and even her husband was like, he's not really the singer doesn't need you to send him money. And she was still convinced that it was the real guy. Yeah. Well, there's someone I know actually that's mentally disabled that was talking to someone online. He thought it was this, I can't remember what the actual famous person's name is, but he thought it was a real, female wrestler that he was talking to and that she was his girlfriend and all this. But luckily, as far as I know, he didn't send her any money. But it's sad when people are disillusioned enough to send these scammers money, thinking it's some famous person. It's like, if they're that famous in movies or music or one of those industries, they, especially if they're a really popular artist, there's no way they need you to send them money. But unfortunately, there's some disconnect there because they, I don't know, if they just feel like they need to feel loved or something and don't in the real life and get into these weird scams and actually believe it's what it isn't, or if there's some type of mental disconnect there, what it is. I usually just talk to them, and then after a while, once they realize they're not getting money, they either just straight up block me, so I waste their time, or they send me a bunch of nasty messages and then block me. But me personally, I can kind of tell that something's weird because, not to put myself down, but if it's a famous person or something and they're wanting to be my friend and see where things are going, obviously there's something not right there. And then if someone is legitimately what they're presenting themselves as when they're saying they're some guy that I never met, and they actually are love bombing me, then there's something wrong with them, or they're scammers. So, oh yeah, and then if it's not WhatsApp, there's a couple other apps they'll want to do, but you have to be careful with those because there's a way they can get your actual phone number and personal information, so I try to be careful with WhatsApp and all that. Just Facebook, I can waste their time a lot, but I want to be careful about using WhatsApp or the other ones, Zangy or whatever, because if they get your phone number, they can put it into things and get you sent bills for stuff or whatnot, and I don't want to mess with that, because I don't have money to get into debt because of some scammer using my phone number. I mean, I don't have any plastic right now, so I don't have to worry about that side of things. And I don't have any cash, so even if they wanted to meet me, there's nothing to scam me for. I'm barely making it by. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a scary world, that's for sure. And then all the stuff that goes on, and then if it's with the schools, it's a pain in the neck. I personally don't have kids, but I've seen other people I know that have to deal with things like sick days, schools don't wanna let you keep your kids out of school when they're sick now. They want you to send them in, or they'll call CPS on you and all this other stuff. And sometimes they don't even want to accept doctor's notes, which is a load of baloney right there. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Eh. Yeah, it's very scary, and then I personally don't know if I'd want to do, homeschooling, because then it would, for me, if I had a kid, it would probably be fighting with the kid to get them to do their work or whatnot. I don't know how parents actually have their kids do what they're supposed to when it comes to homeschooling. Oh, yeah. It has to be some pretty messed up stuff to get both sides to hate. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna have to get off here because I really need to get some sleep. I don't know if I'm. Yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, my mom claimed to do homeschooling. But she was able to fake the homework and stuff and get away with it. But that was a whole other mess. Alright. Well, hope you have a good night and uh get some good sleep yourself when you're ready to retire for the night. Well, I was always a bookworm, so I got that side of things pretty good. Math I struggled with, but now there are a lot of websites like Khan Academy or Number 2. I think Number 2 is still around. I know Khan Academy is. So I can still at least work on it. And in 2009 I got my GED, so at least I can work on what I wasn't good at. But it's actually common for people to either be good at reading or math, and very uncommon for people who are good at both. But it does happen. I just happen to be someone who is good with at least written word, not as much communicating with people. Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy because when I did test for it, they broke it up into 2 nights. And what they did was the second night I had to do the other part of math. Well, when whoever did look at the test scores, or look at my written test to see if I passed or not, somehow they only seen the first half of my test. So because of that, they tried failing me. So I had to go into my GED teacher, and I'm like, why is there a 0 on this half? So he had to go talk to someone and get it straightened around so that both of my scores were put together, and I was like, yeah, you actually did pass. So So at least, I passed the first time, and it was on my own merit. I didn't have anyone helping me. Shouldn't anyways for stuff like that, but I haven't seen it in a GED specifically, but I've worked with people where I'd watch the management sit with them and actually give them all the answers to the tests that they're supposed to test on, if they know the job or not, and I'm like, why would you do that? Yeah, I'm a little, burnt out, but I'm hanging in there for now, so I'm sure I do look tired. Plus, like I said earlier, I couldn't even remember my own phone number for a few moments. Looks like someone else is tired. She's resting, trying to rest her head in my elbow. Alright, well, now I'm really gonna be going. Have a good night, and thank you for stopping in. Have a good night. Yeah, bye.